Welcome back to 242 Math. I am your host Raphael Thompson, and today we'll be looking at the topic of integers. Integers would be negative numbers, positive numbers, and zero, or they are called directed numbers as well. Integers are whole numbers and negative numbers, or integers are negative numbers, positive numbers, and zero. So negative 1 is an integer, positive 2 or 2 is an integer, negative 8 is an integer, 10 or positive 10 is an integer, 0 is also an integer. It's not negative or positive, however. Word problem. The temperature was 3 degrees Celsius and fell by 5 degrees Celsius. What was the new temperature? Let's work it on a number line. You have to be familiar with the number line. So if the temperature was 3 degrees, we go to 3, positive 3, and we will make 5 steps to the left. Why? It said the temperature fell by 5 degrees. So from 3, you go to 2, 1 to 0 to negative 1 to negative 2. That's 5 steps to the left because it's negative 5. So remember, for negative numbers, you move to the left. And positive numbers, you have to move to the right. So you have to remember that. So where do you end up? You end up at negative 2. So let's look at it again. The temperature was 3 degrees Celsius, fell by 5 degrees Celsius. And so once it fell by 5 degrees, it's positive 3 plus negative 5. You're actually adding. And you can write that as 3 minus 5. And 3 minus 5 is negative 2. Okay, so that's how we get that answer. Remember the number line, and you can visualize it or draw it and make your movements and come up with an answer. Let's practice. 1 plus 2, or positive 1 plus positive 2. 1 plus 2 on the number line, you go to 1, you move 2 steps to the right, yes, and you get 3. Let's practice another one. Positive 3 plus negative 2 is equal to 3 take away 2, and so you go to 3 on the number line. Where will you move? 2 steps to the left. Yes, negative means you move 2 steps to the left and you get 1. Let's practice another one. Negative 3 plus 2, and now you go to negative 3 and it says plus 2 or positive 2, so you move 2 spots to the right and you end up at negative 1. Okay, so you can look at it as you owe $3 and you have $2, so you would still owe $1. Okay, if you're moving left or right, it makes it easier on the number line to visualize it and work out the answer. Now let's look at negative 1 plus negative 2. So that's negative 1 minus 2. So you go to negative 1, you move to the left, negative 2. So you have to move 2 more steps to the left and you end up at negative 3. So when you add negative numbers, you end up with a negative number. Okay, now let's practice integers. Number 1, 10 minus 6. 10 take away 6. What would you get for that? Put an answer. Then 10 take away 7, put an answer. 10 take away 8, put an answer. 10 take away 9, put an answer. 10 take away 10, put an answer. Let's see if you can get those. Now let's examine the answers. 10 take away 6 is 4. 10 take away 7 is 3. 10 take away 8 is 2. 10 take away 9 is 1. 10 take away 10 is 0. Okay, so I hope you got all of those correct. That's straightforward because the bigger number would be the positive number. Now let's go a little further. Complete these as well. 10 take away 11 now, put an answer. 10 take away 12, put an answer. 10 take away 13, put an answer. 10 take away 14, put an answer. And 10 take away 15. Let's see if you can get these correct now. Remember what we did first? Now we're continuing. Put an answer and let's see if you can get these correct. Here we go. The answers. 10 take away 11 is negative 1. Yes, because you have 10. If you go to 10 and you take away 11, you move 11 steps to the left. 10 take away 12 is negative 2. 10 take away 13 is negative 3. 10 take away 14, negative 4. 10 take away 15 is negative 5. Now work these. Negative 10 plus 6. Negative 10 plus 7. Negative 10 plus 8. Negative 10 plus 9. Negative 10 plus 10. Put an answer and let's see what you get. Remember, if you have a negative number, you go to that, and then if you have a positive, you move to the right on the number line. So let's see if you can get the answer for these. And here we go. Negative 10 plus 4 plus 6 is negative 4. Negative 10 plus 7, negative 3. Negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. Negative 10 plus 9 is negative 1. And negative 10 plus 10 is 0. So if you have more negative than positive, the answer, of course, would be negative. Negative 10 plus 6. You have more 10, so you get a negative. Integers, let's continue. Negative 10 plus 11. Negative 10 plus 12. Negative 10 plus 13. Negative 10 plus 14. And negative 10 plus 15. Let's see if we can work these out. Remember, if you look at the two numbers, and whichever one is bigger, you have to use the sign in front of that number. Just looking at the numbers themselves. Here we go. Negative 10 plus 1. Negative plus 11. Plus 11. 11 is bigger than 10. Subtract, you get 1. Positive 1. Negative 10 plus 12, positive 2. Negative 10 plus 13 is 3. Negative 10 plus 14 is 4. Negative 10 plus 15 is 5. Okay. Now, let's continue. Now I want you to write the answer, and I've done the two steps for you. So negative 10 plus negative 6 is negative 10 minus 6. Negative 10 plus negative 7 is negative 10 minus 7. Negative 10 plus negative 8 is negative 10 minus 8. Negative 10 plus negative 9 is negative 10 minus 9. Negative 10 plus negative 10 is negative 10 minus 10. Put the answers. Here we go. Negative 10 and negative 6 gives you negative 16. You remember you're adding. Negative 10 and negative 7 gives negative 17. You're adding. Negative 10 and negative 8 gives you negative 18. You add them. Negative 10 and negative 9 is negative 19. You're adding. And negative 10 and negative 10, negative 20. Okay, so let's first see if you can rewrite these and get an answer. I've done the first one for you. 6 plus negative 5 is 6 minus 5. We're not worrying about the answer. We know the answer would be 1. I just want you to rewrite the expression to make sure you understand what you were doing. Here we go. Negative 3 plus negative 1. So rewrite it, and I don't want the plus and the negative in the middle there, just one sign. Negative 3 plus negative 1. We know what the answer is. The answer would be negative 4. I don't want negative 4. Just rewrite it before you get there. Okay, next one. Rewrite this. I don't want the answer. 8 plus negative 9. I don't want those two signs, plus and the negative. I just want one sign there. So 8 plus negative 9. We know what the answer would be. The answer would be negative 1. Okay, rewrite this. Negative 5 plus 2. You don't need to rewrite that anymore. That's plus positive 2. So that's okay. You can just rewrite that as it is. Negative 5 plus positive 2 is negative 5 plus 2. Now, you can rewrite this one. Positive 5 plus negative 8. So we don't want the positive and the negative. Just put one sign in there. Positive 5 plus negative 8. Don't put the answer. Just rewrite it with one sign between the numbers. Okay, now, once you've done that, let's move on to these. Once you rewrite it, you should be able to give an answer. Number 1, 6 minus 5. What's the answer? So it's you actually have positive 6 and negative 5, and add and put an answer. Let's go on to number 2. Negative 3 plus negative 1. But remember, we rewrote it, so it becomes negative 3 minus 1. Negative 3, and you're adding negative 1 to it. What would the answer be? Put it in. Number 3. We rewrote it as 8 minus 9. It was positive 8 plus negative 9. But we work it from what you have there. 8 minus 9. You have positive 8 and negative 9. What would the answer be when you add? Number 4. Positive 5 negative 5 and you have positive 2. So it's negative 5 plus 2. Write the answer. Remember, look at the two numbers. Whichever one is bigger, you have to subtract if you have minus and positive, if you have negative and positive, and then put the sign in front of the bigger number. Okay, and number 5. 5, that's positive 5. You don't have to put the positive. Positive 5 and negative 8. You're adding positive 5 and negative 8, or 5 minus 8. What would the answer be? Answers coming up. Here we go. Number 1 was 6 minus 5. That's 1. Okay, positive 1. Negative 3 plus negative 1 is negative 4. 8 minus 9, negative 1. Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3. And 5 minus 8 is negative 3 as well. Okay, hope you got 5 out of 5 for that. If you didn't, then go back, look over it again, and see what you did wrong. Okay, that's it for integers, guys. I hope you understand what to do. See you in the next one.